First of all, we are coming nearer to festival Holi, which is a very important festival in our country, especially in North India. So I extend my good wishes to all the students and their parents to enjoy Holi. Then today we are going to take up a market structure which is very popular in UPSC and BPSC and other state level also. Oligopoly. Because as we have seen that Adam Smith, Marshall, Ricardo, Stanley, William Stanley, Jevons, they have played with perfect competition and monopoly. Edward Hastings Chamberlain has converted them into monopolistic competition with a new variety that patent right is given to each firm, corporate firms all over the world, their product, Coca-Cola, Pepsodent, Colgate, they are internationally patented. So they are in fact monopoly firm, so far as Colgate is concerned. And we have examined also that monopolistic competition enjoyed monopoly power. Firms under monopolistic competition enjoy monopoly power, but they can't enjoy monopoly profit. Monopoly profit is always maximizing supernormal profit. That is not possible under monopolistic competition because when we discuss group equilibrium, in which each firm is in equilibrium and there is neither entry nor exit of the firm. If this situation arrives, this arrives where there is normal profit. So this monopolistic competition market became very popular in microeconomics. But Mr. Paul Sweezy, check it in which year, Paul Sweezy developed oligopoly market, which is popularly known as Kinked demand. Kinked demand theory of oligopoly market. Kinked demand theory. Paul Sweezy
1939.
is very popular. Paul M Sweezy 1939. Behavior of Oligopoly Organization. Paul Sweezy in 1939 Paul Sweezy in 1939 1939 declared that we should not be concerned only to demand and price, demand and output, while deciding the equilibrium in any market. M Sweezy, for the first time in 1939, diverted focus towards price and output to the behavior of the firm. M Sweezy says that if you want to study oligopoly, you do not focus on price and output. You focus on the behaviors of different firms producing in the modern world, modern corporation world, modern era, where there is not a homogeneous production. So perfect competition model fails. There is product differentiation. That is at that time called as not homogeneous. So I have written there oligopoly without homogeneous output. Product differentiation term was popularized by Chamberlain. But before him, homogeneous production was there. Under pure competition, under perfect competition, under monopoly, everywhere homogeneous production condition applied. M Sweezy in 1939 declared that focus should not be on price and output of the firm. Focus should be on the behavior of the oligopoly organization, behavior of the competition among few. Oligopoly is a market where there are few sellers. Today, in toothpaste organizations, company, we have nearly 24 or 20 companies. Still company is opening because of the existence of supernormal product. Kinked has entered recently. Although there are many 20 types of products are there, but Kinked came and they are making profit. So entry of the firm will continue till supernormal profit tend to normal profit. M Sweezy says that let us concentrate on behavioristic analysis. Characteristics of oligopoly market is number one, indeterminate demand curve. That means we have studied demand curve like this, but here demand curve is not like this. This is kink and this is normal demand curve. Normal demand curve, kink demand curve, kink demand curve. M Sweezy challenged that normal demand curve is not applied in the real world where we buy and sell. Normal demand curve means downward sloping demand curve from left to right. And that is a form of hyperbola curve. And its elasticity is equal to 1. Elasticity equal to 1 in demand curve, that demand curve is called normal demand curve. Mr. M Sweezy says that there is no normal demand curve, rather there is kink demand curve. The demand curve starts falling, but suddenly there is jerk and then moves different directions. This jerk gives a kink point, which we are explaining just now. Then another is rival firms. Firms producing under oligopoly, they are rival because they produce near substitute goods. Of course, they are branded goods, but each brand is toothpaste. So there is a strong preference for our own brand, and we are a buyer of that brand. But if there is very much variations in the price and quality, there may be switchover from one brand to the other brand. So all firms are very much conscious that what are the ingredients in the commodity, and is there any innovations, is there any improvement, and they are very conscious to follow that so that their rival firm cannot snatch their market. There cannot be switch over their customer to the other rival product. So they are conscious of reaction of the rival firms. Rival firms may give you discount, may give you some buy one get one, buy one get one free, buy one get two free. Such type of advertisement are done, and that is known as reactions by the rival firm. They will also follow, and they will try to follow in a better way. Even the more package will be given to the buyer by the rival firm. And in that rivalry, who will be benefited? Consumer. Buyer will be benefited. More and more rivalry will lead to gift product, and this will lead to change in the situation of the market. As we know that under oligopoly there are few firms, but few means 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There is minimum limit of few is 2 firms. So under oligopoly, the starting number is 2, and 2 is known as duopoly. Duopoly is a market where there are 2 firms. So in the analysis of oligopoly, it is a practice that we take only 2 firms, and that 2 firms is duopoly as well as oligopoly, represent oligopoly. We have seen this. First is indeterminate demand curve. Second is there is rival firms. Third is consciousness of reactions of rival firms. Fourth is brand and product differentiation. For example, Colgate, Pepsodent. Competition among few firms. 2 firms are limiting number. Duopoly is the limit of oligopoly. These are the characteristics of oligopoly. Paul Sweezy, 1939. Paul Sweezy in 1939 said that suppose there is a firm, there is A product demand curve and another demand curve is B product demand curve. A product demand curve, B product demand curve. Suppose a small pack, 100 gram, price is 150. What is the price? A small pack, Colgate, Pepsodent, price 10 and 15. But if we take large pack, suppose Colgate is A firm and Pepsodent is B firm. Now, what is the position that Colgate BA B firm and A firm both are rival firm. Which will be accepted by the buyer? They will like A and reject this. They will reject this because same substitute brand is available at 10. Then why should they will buy at 15? And then large pack, which one is preferred by the buyer? A brand or B brand? B brand. It means this will be selected and this will be rejected. It is quite interesting. As Paul M Sweezy in 1939 says that demand curve is indeterminate. Demand curve is indeterminate. You cannot get downward sloping demand curve. You cannot have hyperbola demand curve. Your demand curve will be of different shape. If you remove this portion which was rejected, remove this portion which was rejected. Rejected portion removed. Then this point is known as Kinked point. Then oligopoly price will be determined at point E, Kinked point. And in the market, OP price. In the market, OP price. Equilibrium price will be OP. And that equilibrium is determined by Kinked point. We have seen how we can draw Kinked point by removing all rejected part. Then we have a new shape of demand curve that is not normal demand curve, that is not hyperbola demand curve. It is Kinked demand curve. And Kinked point is point of equilibrium price. And from that so this is output. This is output. So oligopoly price. So equilibrium. So equilibrium oligopoly price. So equilibrium oligopoly price. So equilibrium oligopoly price. Equilibrium oligopoly price. Equilibrium oligopoly price. Equilibrium oligopoly price is equal to OP. And equilibrium output. Equilibrium output under oligopoly. Under oligopoly is equal to OM. Perpendicular drawn from E, from Kinked point. You drop a perpendicular from Kinked point to OY axis, that is OP, and drop perpendicular to X axis from E point. This will be this is called Kinked demand curve. Kinked demand curve. Kinked demand curve. Am I clear to you?
Yes.
Where is equilibrium price determined under oligopoly, under M Sweezy approach? Under M Sweezy approach, where equilibrium price point? At Kinked point. You answer yes loudly.
Yes, sir.
At Kinked point.
Kinked point.
At Kinked point, equilibrium price will be determined. For that, what you have to do? From Kinked point, you drop a perpendicular to OI axis. Then equilibrium price OP will be determined.
Determined.
And from Kinked point, drop a perpendicular to x axis. That is OM output determined. Is it clear? Now, we put this thing forward. Look here, same diagram is drawn here, but without any detail. How could we draw it? How could we draw now? That was the derivation part.
Derivation part.
Now, from this point to this point, this is price. Is it clear? This is Kinked. This is which point?
Kinked point.
Kinked point. So, from this point to this point, take the center position and draw a line passing through this center, coming to just behind it, and draw another line parallel to this line. This is a marker. Output is OM. And in this line, draw marginal cost. In this line, draw marginal cost. This is A point. This is B point. Under oligopoly price, oligopoly price, oligopoly price is determined at point E. Take a photograph, because I will remove and again I will draw another diagram. Take this. This is called breakdown of MR is equal to MC rule. No need to get MR is equal to MC for equilibrium of firm under oligopoly market. Breakdown. You have to draw this diagram just now. Pause it. price is OP because it is decided by Kinked point. And from Kinked point perpendicular drawn and we get OM output. This is M Sweezy Kinked demand curve approach. Now we are shifting to its advanced stage. And so you have already wrote it down. M Sweezy brought revolution in the sense that there is no need of any MR is equal to MC rule for maximum profitability. He said that, look here, suppose there is a change in marginal cost and average cost because of imposition of tax. It is not going to affect its position. But when Kinked point shift to K1, look here, very simple technique that Kinked point will shift upward, leftward, and the Kinked price P will shift to a new Kinked price P1. Price increased because tax is imposed. Marginal cost changes, marginal average cost changes. Tax is a compulsory GST that must be added to the price. And that way, the left portion of the band curve will shift upward and Kinked position will shift from K to K1. Output will increase and equilibrium OP price based on Kinked point K now shifts after taxation. After taxation, MC changes to MCT, AC changes to ACT, and due to shifting of price, OP price rises to OP1 and oligopoly output decreases from OM to OH. Just take a photograph and then draw it. What? So what we notice in this diagram, that tax is imposed on commodity produced by the oligopoly firm. In economics, if tax is on income, that is direct tax. If tax is on a commodity, it is indirect tax. So in this diagram, indirect tax is there. Indirect tax under law, under fiscal policy, under GST policy, it is written that GST will be charged by the seller, and that will be given to the that tax will be given by buyer, and seller will deposit in the government treasury. Seller will deposit in the government treasury, but he will collect from buyer. So every time you go to the hotel and you pay 5% GST, he will give you a receipt in which it is written that money is credited